It is often forgotten that boxing is not just throwing heavy punches with the intention to knock your opponent out.
Snap your fingers. Took a long time to turn Gotti back into a boxer, and he's paying for everything.
Hit and don't get hit. That's the name of the game. A Russian seems to be the biggest threat for the light heavyweights, a boxer that has perfected the art of boxing and understands the sport better than most of his competitors. Canelo, beaten. Zurdo Ramirez, beaten. Who is next? Today we take a look at 7 times where Dmitry Bivol showed why he is the most technical boxer in not only the light heavyweight division, but also in boxing.
He could spar against aliens, and it doesn't matter.
This is Boxing Matrix. Enjoy this video. Dmitry Bivol was born in Tokmak, Kyrgyzstan. He grew up in a family of boxers. Dmitry showed an interest in boxing from a young age and started training under his father's guidance. When Dmitry was 7 years old, his family moved to Russia, where he continued his boxing training. He quickly showed potential, and by the age of 10, he had won his first boxing competition. As he continued to train and compete, his skills developed rapidly, and he soon became one of the top amateur boxers in Russia. In 2010, at the age of 19, Dmitry decided to turn professional. Bivol's professional career got off to a strong start, with him winning his first 10 fights, including 6 by knockout. He continued to impress in the ring, showcasing his power and technical skills. Dmitry Bivol showed the world who he really was when he took on Samuel Clarkson. Bivol operated like an assassin, keeping his arsenal compact and utilizing his skills to present precision offense. He knocked down Clarkson early on. Later on, Bivol connected his stiff jabs along with some heavy crosses that seemed to land right on Samuel's face. It was looking like a clear one-sided fight in favor of Bivol. Eventually, in the 4th round, Bivol threw a combination that ended with a hook, and Clarkson was found on the canvas. The result, a knockout.
You show me something. There we go. Show me something.
It is rare for Bivol to score knockouts, and honestly, this is good. We get 12 full rounds of constant boxing chess, an analysis of pure boxing skills. Those skills would be seen in his fight against John Pascal for the defense of the WBA light heavyweight title. From the outset, it was Bivol sticking the jab and showcasing his sharp counter-punching ability, while Pascal struggled to find an opening to explode with his athleticism.
Не всегда предпочитаю свой удар, это, конечно, его. Такие моменты надо исключать. Выдернуть на себя, ну вот.
There were moments where Pascal would explode with offense, but they never rattled Bivol. Instead, Bivol would weather the storm and roar back with punches.
Наверное, входит в ближнюю дистанцию. Это не важно. Раунд все равно. Защиту не прибивал. Вот посмотрите. Работает спокойно. Конечно, туда. соперника. Вот сейчас будет пустить. Вот это, пожалуй, единственный удар, который...
One sequence in the 10th round saw Pascal dare his opponent to attack him and found him on the receiving end of a storm of punches. None had Pascal in trouble, but it demonstrated the difference in class between the two fighters.
Забрать этот раунд. Бивол. Он вообще для любого человека. Вот снова тогда. Вот неплохо по туловищу. А Дмитрий сейчас рациональный. Ну что ж, наверное, Паскалю.
In the end, Bivol took home a decision, with all judges scoring it to his favor. Sullivan Barrera has made a name for himself in the light heavyweight division as one of the strongest boxers. His impressive knockouts granted him a fight with the upcoming prospect, Dimitri Bivol. The fight started cautiously, with both men showing a lot of respect to each other and not taking too many early risks. It was high-quality action with Bivol being the more accurate and smart fighter, whilst Barrera looked the busier man.
Light heavyweight Gennady Golovkin and his right eye.
Questions answered about Bivol already.
Punching I'm seeing from Bivol.
Barrera has a spectacular amateur career. He's averaging 9 landed jabs. So we get a fighter than he's been in with before and going in.
Point off the gym. What separates
Here in this round.
He lands both shots. He lands the left jab, he lands the straight right.
the better technician.
Yeah. Sullivan is showing the counter him upstairs.
He's running that wrist away. See that? He's running that wrist away, Jim. If you don't,
It's just the way it works. It's a one-on-ones to win.
and that's what the body shot would do.
Barrera, to his credit, was always trying to answer and often press the action, though lacked the accuracy to have the success he needed to really back up Bivol, who always looked amazingly composed.
We've seen the main event tonight that we were very familiar with for the light heavyweight division.
Might have been on the belt line. Barrera just walked in, and ace time Barrera gets the right hand. Body shots.
You feel me?
So Barrera,
Right now.
hey, the right hand was pretty good.
Here and there, but their punches for the most part are about eating.
Bivol is still quicker.
He's quicker.
Or maybe Bivol is sensing the
Round that said that Bivol had landed jab. How big a problem?
In round 12, Bivol upped the pace, as if he had been holding something in reserve, and landed a brutal combination, punctuated by a hard right hand that sent Barrera down hard.
Bit younger, quicker, and more vibrant in there tonight.
Olympic boxing or amateur boxing. Barrera better be
Meeting, I said, you know, we always talk here in the amateurs.
Do you folks want to see more American champions? We have to get our amateur.
Oh, down goes Barrera. Is Harvey Doc going to let him continue? No. It's a stoppage, and Bivol gets the...
Another clear top-class performance by Bivol was against Umar Solomov to again retain his title. Solomov was trying throughout, but Bivol was simply too sharp, too skilled, and too fundamentally sound for Solomov to take any advantage of pretty significant height and reach advantages.
Конкурентно выглядит первый раунд. Первый раунд Умар сделал столько, сколько некоторые соперники Бивола зависели. Правый Бивол тут же острым джебом отбил. Бивол напрягает. Посмотрите, он все время рядом.
Смотрит, и пока еще не включился,
Сопернику.
цель перед ним, он ее...
Достает Бивол.
Смотрите, очень решительно у Бивола. Удар в корпус.
Но вот это...
Bivol largely struck to his sharp jab, which he has used as an actual weapon, but occasionally would bust out the right hand in some combinations, landing pretty nicely when he wanted to make a point.
Полетит рука.
Ой, какой скоростной, видите. Вот что такое. И вниз, справа. Да, сейчас возникла небольшая пауза. Но большой Соломовский бокс. Сейчас.
Все самое интересное гарантированно еще впереди. Пался Бивол. Пошла
попал.
комбинаторика. Саламов, но здорово Бивол это прочитал.
Рукой. Джеб очень... О, как кидается, бросается. И здесь подхват.
Хорошо бы с ударами.
Здорово. Справа Соломов стоит. Прям в середине встал. Везде. Ох ты!
Вот здесь нашел. Интересно, согласитесь, как сразу в течение боя. И это только на руку.
The outcome was, of course, a unanimous decision in favor of Bivol.
А вот пробил-то сейчас Бивол по печени и...
Везде расслабленно, быстро. И здесь 10 секунд концов.
По-прежнему чемпион Дмитрий Бивол.
Moving on, we have a clear representation of Dimitri's knockout power. In 2017, Bivol took on Trent Broadhurst for a fight that would prove to be a very short-lived battle. At the very end of the opening round, Bivol landed a vicious straight right hand that sent Broadhurst to the canvas, where he landed flat on his back, bloodied immediately. The referee immediately stopped the fight, with the official time of the stoppage, 3 minutes of round 1.
Friends and his training stablemates who've come all late and not good. Unpaid bouts, and he's looked razor sharp as a pro. Undefeated.
Broadhurst. Not sure many believe in him.
The clash of heads. What happened? Trent Broadhurst with those hand of the that he's brought into the ring, the 29 Queensland. And Bivol from the stunning city of St. Petersburg.
Bivol, because so early in his career, Broadhurst obviously believes.
Bivol will know there is vulnerability in the Broadhurst makeup, and what is there in Bivol's? We haven't seen any yet.
He looks really solid, looks Broadhurst. How ferocious he looks, how good he looks, quality, sharp, solid, big puncher.
Got the ramrod of a jab as well. Technically very efficient. Broadhurst tries to get a right hand in. There's the judge of distance. Oh, and a beautiful right hand all over. Inside a round.
On the undercard of Alexander Usyk and Chaz Witherspoon, Bivol scored one of the best unanimous decisions of his career against Lenin Castillo. Bivol charged forward in the first round behind a stiff jab, mixing in feints and occasional looping shots to keep his opponent guessing. Castillo remained on the back foot, fighting tall and attempting to counter.
And it's taken away from the power, and there's the keeps setting the traps that he's trying to, and you can see him, he's gone back down to the body, but it looks like he can counter any time.
The black and silver, as mentioned, this is cool. Castillo.
Bivol was throwing just about every punch in the book, looping left hooks, overhand rights, jabs, and straight rights to the body. About halfway through the 6th round, he dropped Castillo with a short counter right hand during an exchange.
It's all on Bivol to look good. Good right hand there for Bivol.
For Bivol and Castillo's leg.
And too carried away with yourself.
Ambition in this fight than he did against.
Jab and then a left hook after it.
Just as Castillo. And Canelo and Kovalev at the start of.
Falling short there with the counter, Castillo. Oh, good stuff from Bivol.
Although Castillo was competitive in spots and did some quality work, it was too little too late from Castillo. He needed to go for broke, but simply never emptied the tank. Bivol, meanwhile, just continued to work and rack up rounds until the final bell.
What about Kovalev saying the 10 weeks will actually be it, because we just get... Bivol, not much power in it.
So into the line himself, elevated to super chariot division. That hasn't like he knew.
Go gung-ho and let all. We've said at the moment those fights are
lead off with a left-hander.
And still the undefeated WBA light heavyweight champion of the world.
And now we move on to one of the best performances, if not the best, of Bivol. On November the 5th of 2022, Bivol took on Zurdo Ramirez for a slugfest that will live on in history. Ramirez rarely let his hands go, even when Bivol allowed himself to be caught along the ropes. In those moments, it was Bivol who would throw punches and circle away while Ramirez hesitated to engage.
Zurdo has wanted this fight.
I still think that Ramirez got a forehead.
Nice right. Oh!
There's a 3-weight
division, 5-0, 5K.
He's a little round here, isn't he?
Bivol worked his usual approach, keeping a high and tight defensive shell to pick off incoming shots and working off a crisp jab. Using the jab as a blinding weapon, Bivol would then unload hard right hands that repeatedly connected cleanly to Ramirez's face.
Oh, striking. That may have rattled Zurdo a little bit. He's backed against the ropes.
What was good about it? See the front foot, how he stepped over the left, over the
hard aggression going against the fifth. Solid defense from Bivol on that punch. And Zurdo. Money is good, but
straight shots.
There was a body.
The thing is, every time we get from Bivol.
Yeah, Bivol stepping on the pressure. Let's see if Zurdo.
Ramirez did make an attempt to increase his pressure in the final 3 rounds, but the slick and efficient game of Bivol allowed the Russian to still get the better of most exchanges. Even in the final round, with Ramirez clearly needing a knockout, it was Bivol who unloaded with flurries that seemed to buzz Zurdo.
You bet that it's volume that you need. Tati could win on the one walking on the shots, but
even now he's not really sitting down on these punches.
So what he needs to do is throw the shots and then do that what he did there, take the step to the side.
He's giving us the Mexican yard in the first quarter. Good counter right.
He's still undefeated and still a WBA.
Bivol proved once again why he is the best at his pounds. Barely anyone could up a match for him. All of these fights are a great representation of Bivol's insane boxing skills that many haven't even seen. The fight that put Bivol on the map was, of course, the victory against the face of boxing, Canelo Alvarez. Alvarez, who entered the light heavyweight title bout as the reigning undisputed super middleweight champion and consensus pound-for-pound king, was handed only his second loss in 61 pro bouts. Early on, Canelo attempted to walk down Bivol, but the Russian sniffed out the strategy and would shoot the jab and carry a right hand behind it to keep Canelo from settling in with his power.
Volume of punches, jab specifically, that Kovalev was throwing.
That's why you got to be content with just touching the. No, don't push it. There's that right hand to the.
But you can see when Bivol throws the 1-2s like this, he is scoring.
And you can, excuse me, Daniel, and they're still having an effect. But he's stepping back with his hands up, which is a good thing. You know, last fight.
As the rounds wore on, Canelo was unable to break down his opponent and found himself in a real fight by the middle rounds. Whenever he did land a big power shot, Bivol would tighten his defense up and ensure he wouldn't absorb another shot.
The way that Bivol has. Doesn't he?
Absolutely, but I'm wondering for Bivol. As of now, Bivol's not much of a body puncher, but it's that right hand right there that does enough work.
Jab and
Dimitri Bivol with the jab. I didn't expect
right hand up. Came around the guard with a left hook.
Bivol fought like he had the judges against him and kept throwing into the championship rounds. He caught Canelo flush several times, but never seemed to have the 31-year-old in any real trouble. However, the points were piling up, and Canelo couldn't get the knockout or definitive rounds he needed.
Canelo's doing nothing.
No, man.
Bivol is really pulling it off here. I think Canelo from throwing.
Look at that left hook from Bivol.
And him obviously coming up a weight class. But
He's still undefeated and still the WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Dimitri.
In the end, as we all know, Canelo was defeated by the better boxer. Bivol showed the world that even a great fighter like Canelo can be defeated with discipline and a great master plan. Bivol is an intelligent fighter who reads his opponents well and adjusts his strategy accordingly. He has a great understanding of distance and timing, allowing him to pick his shots carefully and land accurate punches. He also has a strong work ethic and is always prepared for his fights. Overall, Bivol's technical ability, ring IQ, and strategic approach to fights make him a formidable opponent for anyone in the light heavyweight division. This is Boxing Matrix. Thank you for watching.